Oh my gosh. I think we're good. Okay, we're in. Every time I don't stream for a few weeks, it's like I just forget how my computer works. Okay, I'll give it a few minutes. Took me longer than I expected to get on because my WolfQuest was like, hey, what if I updated it right now? Also, I'm going to start with an apology to anybody viewing the VOD. Just got over a really, like, I don't know if I had the flu. I took a COVID test. I felt so bad, and it wasn't COVID, but it certainly felt like a, hey, hybrid. So I'm going to be coughing and sneezing a little during this stream, and I'm really sorry because I have voice isolation on my microphone, and that only helps so much. And it isolates my coughing as my voice, but not my sneezing. So I will do my best to not be hacking up a lung. I used my asthma medication like an adult for once because I had my therapy appointment this morning and I'm just like coughing and dying through my whole therapy appointment and complaining to my therapist that I'm really bad at like using my medication when I need it, just in general. Like I even struggle to take Advil when I have a headache, just because like being a chronically ill person, I forget that there can be relief, that some pain is curable. So I'm like coughing and dying during this appointment with my therapist, and I was like, hang on a second. I have an inhaler that I own and is usable for moments exactly like this. So I'll try to cough into a tissue. I think that helps y'all to not get blasted as much audio wise. But yeah, so that's where I'm at. I've been sick for 12. Well, actually, no, I think I've been sick longer. Because this actually started as a case of viral pink eye, I'm pretty sure. I had really bad like eye problems for a few days after a child coughed directly onto my hand while I was volunteering. And I think I must have rubbed my eyes at some point because I had just the worst eye pain for like 3 days. I've never had pink eye in my life, but looking back, like my eyes were bloodshot and they hurt no matter what I did. Like putting eye drops in didn't really help that much, but viral pink eye, you kind of just have to deal. And then it turned into this illness, which I apparently the same virus that causes pink eye also makes you sick. So, yeah, me and my strange esoteric knowledge of viruses. I have this turned up way too loud on my end. Yes, please use my joystick. Um, ooh, why are we lagging? Whew, it's actually not lagging that bad. All right, well, I'm trying to eat. Oh, it's my sensitivity's up. That's odd. Huh. I promise the coughing will, ow, stop in a minute. Whoa, yeah, I need to fix that. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's already so low. Oh, camera turn sensitivity. Let's turn that down a little bit. Ugh, gosh, why is that so bad? Like normally I actually have to turn my camera sensitivity up, but this is like driving me nuts. It's fine. I'm just gonna deal with it for a minute. Oh my gosh, go away. I think part of it's just that my game isn't lagging that bad. It's actually not really lagging at all. And so the camera turn is like very pronounced. Gosh, go away. I'm just trying to eat. Can I eat? May I do that, please? Please, I'm sick. Huh. Yeah, this is feeling good. Did they do some like optimization updates? It's kind of nice. It's a little classy. Okay, let's see how the family's doing. Okay, I can bring some food home. Um, that's right, Ash died. Current Den House MD, right? For sure. For sure. Oh my gosh, hey Atlas. I actually have been taking a break from watching House so that I can watch the Pit. Oh, there's a new Pit episode tonight. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I love the Pit. They just had a furry episode. They just had a furry in the Pit. Except it was not a real furry. It was they got like a Temu recreation of oh my gosh, what is their name? Rivalo Wolf. And yeah, they got like some, some horrible Temu ass recreation of Rivalo's suit, which I guess it's just a trend. It's just a trend to copy Rivalo, the poor sweet wolf. But it was really cute to have Anthrocon mentioned because this season of the Pit takes place in July. So, and I thought the actor who did a really cute job. They captured that like childlike whimsy of somebody who's in a full fursuit. Against my better judgment, on Saturday we had a furry rave in Chicago. I was not contagious anymore, to be clear. Like I again like tested for COVID. That was negative. I hadn't run a fever in a couple days. I just have this lingering cough because I have asthma. I promise I'm not a super spreader. Um, but it was just so fun. Like I don't know, it's so much easier for me to have fun at those things when I'm dressed up as my little character. I don't have a full suit. I don't even have a partial, but just being being Jasper instead of myself, it lets me like I don't know, when I'm myself at things, people are perceiving me, and when I'm Jasper at things, people are perceiving my art, which is actually less scary to me than being perceived as myself. So, it was very fun. Oh no. Atlas, you would have liked my group. We had the whole squad together. No, exactly, hybrid. They like did get, I mean, it was a real fursuit, kind of. It was again, it was like some recreation, but still, I mean, it looked fine. I thought it looked fine. But yeah, at the furry rave, and I never like as I was telling my friends about this who are not in the fandom, they were like, "You did this." I was moshing. I was in the pit. At one point, I like danced with somebody who was in a full suit. They were so sweet. Um, and I was like, yeah, when I got my ears and tail on, I can do anything. There is just like this absolute joy to, again, being perceived for your art rather than, even though my art is just a version of me in creating Jasper, like, again, it's just, it adds a layer of not even separation, but like, hey, here's my thing that I made, everybody. Yay. And everyone else is also, it's like a little circle of people showing off their art in their own way. Ooh. Atlas, you have to tell me the good makers. I have a friend of a friend who I might commission a partial from. I have to save money. I finally got my mortgage pre-approved. Huh. And have I done anything with that? No. No, why would I? I've been busy. But once I buy a home, then I can save for other things. Oh, you have a made for you suit. That's really cool. My friend of a friend is Sleepy with an I at the end studios, and they make really cute suits. I am just critically broke. Well, I'm not critically broke, but I look at my bank account and I know that the money in there is not real because it's all going to be gone in a couple months after I do my down payment and closing and all that jazz. Like in theory, I have enough saved up for a full suit. Maybe not a good one, but oh, there's elk down here. Hello. Do I need more things on the map? Not really, but fuck it, we ball. There we go. Is anybody with me? Am I? Oh, Chickadee. Hey, bro. Um, yeah, why not go after elk? It's not like I'm doing anything important. Yeah, I wish I had any fun updates for stream. I literally have just been sick for the last 2 weeks. The disease, it took my eyes, it took my lungs. I still can't breathe through my nose, but it's fine. I'm healing. Okay, everybody start running. Please don't run me over. And you did anyways. Okay. See, I would say I have to get on the lawsuit train, Atlas, but I don't really think I want to have the circumstances happen to me that would greenlight a lawsuit. I do keep getting my settlement money though. A couple grand of my saved up down payment is from settlements. One of them was since I live in Illinois, we have really strict privacy laws, and biometric data laws. So one of them was from Bumble, because they did not do facial recognition the right way. And then there were a couple others that was like similar. Um, no, literally, Atlas. I know that's what actually happened, but that really is a metaphor for life at this point. Huh. My gosh. See, my cough is going to clear up. I can feel it. Chickadee, you deal with this. I'm tired and I'm old. That's right. I'm an elder wolf. If I die in the game, I die in real life. So, keep forgetting that. But yeah, love my settlement money. It's always a good day when I'm part of a settlement class. Especially because the Illinois biometric ones they usually have a pretty small settlement class for what they are. Um, so, oh, not the fleas. Come on. Do I want to keep chasing y'all? Maybe. The fleas. How about you? What's your health? So you're all the way back here. Where is my son? Where is my useless son? I have to do everything in this house. Atlas, that is so funny. Not that the situation exists, but that they think that you used AI to write your brief because it's too good. I have many things to say about health insurance companies, and pretty much none of them are kind. So I don't really want to lose all my health doing this. Well, when you win your millions, remember your friend Jasper from the internet. No, I kid. Do what you want. That is so funny. Hey, we have no argument, so we're just gonna accuse the other person of making false claims and using AI because they're too good at writing. Hybrid, remind me, does health insurance exist in your country, or do y'all have single payer or universal healthcare of some kind? Or I guess it's not always single payer, sometimes it's I guess universal would be the word, but like nationalized healthcare. Yeah, I guess if they're going to argue against you, they should argue that you're doing something that isn't allowed. Huh. Are those bison? Hey guys. Just gonna walk past. Please. Oh, please don't run at me. I was just saying hi. Ah, yeah. That is the downside I hear to universal healthcare. Me personally, I would still love that because like people in the US claim, oh, if we get universal healthcare, the wait times are going to be so long. And it's like, have y'all ever tried to see a specialist? The wait times are long. Like they're already long. It's a long wait time, and then you get to pay like $150 copay to talk to somebody for 5 minutes. I even I have to this is gonna sound worse than it is, but I have to get plastic surgery next week. Not because I'm changing anything about my appearance. I just have a couple of bumps on my face that I don't like, and I'm getting them taken off. And I like I went to my dermatologist and I said, "Can you please take these off? I don't want to pay for plastic surgery." And they said, "No, we will refer you to a plastic surgeon." Oh my gosh, hi Apollo. The gang's all here for real. Um, they're like, "No, we'll refer you to a plastic surgeon and then your insurance will cover it." And I was like, "Okay, cool, for sure. Love that." Go to the plastic surgeon, talk to him for 5 minutes, 5 entire minutes, just to be like, here is the lump on my face. Can you get rid of it? And he's like, yeah. After these 5 minutes, I leave and I get billed. My original charge was like $385. My copay is 40, which like fine, that's the specialist copay listed on my insurance card, but I'm like, why do I have to pay $40 to talk to this guy for 5 minutes? Huh. He was very kind. I'm glad he's getting paid, you know what I mean? But just did not feel proportional. And that's just how it is here. And I had to wait a couple months to get in for that 5 minute appointment for him to look at the lump on my face and say, yeah, yeah, I could cut that off if you wanted. It's nothing like malignant. I literally have, it's like a cyst under my eyebrow. Hello? Are you a deer or an elk? I will hunt you. Huh. Yeah, it's nothing malignant. It's just, some people get bumps. So they annoy me in particular. But to get my insurance to cover this, ridiculous. Oh, I don't want to chase you into the water. Don't make me do that. And it's probably gonna be a couple $100 for like what is going to be a 5 minute procedure. Oh my gosh, don't even get me started on dental in the US. I'm having a great day. Thank you, Apollo. I made a lot of money pet sitting. I finally have time to stream. I still have a cough, but like it is what it is. It's less bad. But yeah, hybrid, I think I spent, and this was after my insurance covered maybe a third of the cost. I think I spent 5 grand getting a single dental implant with a crown on it. And like I went to the fancy dentist, he's really good and does it in a way that is slightly more, I don't know, intensive. Like he does a bone graft, which makes the implant less likely to fail, which you would think insurance would want to cover that because it makes it so you don't have to pay as much money later to get the implant redone. But no, my insurance was like, this is actually considered non-essential and cosmetic. And I was like, a bone graft? No one can see it. How is it cosmetic? And then the actual implant, which is the screw, they covered. So then I had a screw with no tooth on it. And so you have to let that heal before you can get the tooth put on. And then I go to get the tooth put on, and they're like, hey, so just so you know, we consider the crown, which is the part that is the tooth, we consider that to be a non-essential cosmetic. And I'm like, okay, hang on. So the bone graft was non-essential, which the bone graft is what makes the implant last probably for the rest of my life. Had they not done the bone graft, I would have had to have it redone about 10 years from now, just because like the bone would degrade more over time without the graft to keep it more dense. Um, so that, whatever, sure, you can say that's non-essential. You could say it's not essential, whatever. And then I get the screw put in. The screw's essential. We're covering half of the screw, which fine, thank you, love that. But now I just have a screw and I want a tooth really bad. I want to, and it's a molar. It's not like it's some random tooth. It's a tooth I use all the time. And they're like, yeah, so actually, the tooth is also not essential. Consider this: the screw, that's necessary. The tooth, who needs them? Huh. No, Apollo, same. I fast tracked that implant because I was still on my parents' insurance. Nope, I'm not going after you. You have way too much health. Goodbye. Oh, Atlas, you are so lucky. I have no enamel on my teeth, and I swear it's not my fault. It is a wonderful, lasting effect of childhood neglect. I'm lucky if I make it through the year only getting one or two cavities. I have so many, I don't even know how many fillings I have anymore. But thankfully, fillings aren't that bad. And like I brush, I floss, I use mouthwash. I'm very intense about my teeth, especially since I had to do the whole implant thing. Um, because I had one get infected. That's not fun. You never want that to happen. But yeah, my teeth, they love having cavities. They really do. So I got the good dental insurance. But I also like I had braces as a kid. Whole thing. Oh, congrats. Yeah, I hear about that sometimes that there are people who just like can't get cavities. My dentist literally, you can see how the enamel's looking. You can kind of hold up a flashlight to it and you can see whether the enamel's cracked or worn off in places. My dentist did that and he said, "Wow, there isn't any. Yeah, you're gonna have to get your teeth cleaned twice a year forever, and you will probably never not have cavities." And I said, "Thanks, man. That's so kind." I did look, you get these really cool lines in your teeth. This is not me endorsing having no enamel, but you do get these really cool, like almost lightning-y lines on your teeth called craze lines when your enamel cracks, which all of mine cracked. Um, and so my teeth, if you hold up a flashlight to them, they have these little like zigzag patterns on them. You can't see it if I'm just like smiling for a picture or I'm talking, but you have to hold a flashlight up kind of underneath my teeth, and then you can see all the lines. I feel that. I would probably get my teeth whitened if I had money. I'm so sorry about my coughing, y'all. I am lucky that I've had very few problems with my gums. They're not good. But ever since I got really militant about flossing a few years ago, I think we're back to being friends. Part of it is, and I had this explained to me by a friend whose parents are dentists. Um, there's kind of two schools of dentistry where half of dentists are taught to be really shaming of their patients. If your patient comes in and they haven't been flossing, you're supposed to make them feel like garbage about it and talk down to them. And the other half of dentists are taught to be really nurturing about it and encouraging and forgiving, which does tend to be the more effective route. But a lot of old school dentists were taught to be really shaming. And so I've got a dentist now who I used to have dentists who were very like unkind about my depression related inability to take care of my teeth. And when I found my current dentist, he was just like, "Hey, man, it's okay. Like, I'm your dentist. If you miss some spots, I'll get them for you." And I have flossed almost every day since then, except when I've been so sick I can't get out of bed. Because I had never had somebody tell me it was okay if I didn't floss, and so that made me want to floss. Could not explain to you the psychology behind that. Ooh, Atlas, I probably when you come up next month because I might also be moving then, or at least in the process of moving. Huh. No, exactly, hybrid. And that's actually, I mean, it's a school of thought for a lot of American medical practices. Oh, you have way too much health. Goodbye. But I don't know. I'm glad that we're kind of aging out of it as a society. Like if you get a dentist who's in their 30s or even like their early 40s now, um, they tend to be more on that kinder school of thought. Which again, when you are a depressed person like me and your dentist is telling you that you're a big stupid idiot for not flossing, I cannot be hunting things right now. You know what? We're gonna go back to the other food. Oh, chickadee, come on, get back over here. But yeah, it's just like it's not helpful. It's not helpful to be told that you should feel more like shit when you already feel like shit, and that's why you're neglecting yourself. Yeah, see, Alice, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Well, in my dentist, when I was younger too, they would always tell me it was my fault that I had cavities because I wasn't flossing. And they'd always tell me that it was, that it was because I was so lazy about it and that I didn't care about my teeth. And I did. It's just, again, I was like so depressed as a teenager that I couldn't get out of bed. And when I went to my new dentist, he was the first dentist ever who looked at my teeth and said, "Oh, you're just one of those people who doesn't really have a lot of enamel and you'll just have more cavities." No one had said that to me. They just told me that I was being lazy. Oh, have fun, Atlas. I'm glad this is the brush our teeth conversation. We're all going to be responsible for our health today. Huh. He also was the first dentist to look at my gums and say, "Oh, no wonder you don't want to brush. Your gums are like really inflamed." Or not even not that I didn't want to brush. It was like my gums were so inflamed that flossing was horribly painful. And he said, "You need to switch to a gum detoxing toothpaste." And I switched to it, and now my gums don't bleed when I floss as much. They still do because they're sensitive, but like, you know, when I was blamed for my teeth being the way that they were, I couldn't take care of them properly. And then when I had somebody look at them and say, "Huh, maybe this is just physiologically you. You should use this toothpaste for people who are like you," suddenly my teeth work better. Bringing some food home, and I guess I should probably sleep. Yeah, how are y'all doing? It's been a while. Every time I tell myself I'm going to be streaming more frequently, I do it for a couple weeks, and then a great illness or stress befalls me. I'm so sorry. I would mute myself every time I cough if I could. Oh, I'm glad, hybrid. One of us has to have an easy time at work. That's so real, Apollo. I'm also putting off work while I do this, but nothing horribly time sensitive. It's just stuff I will now have to crunch on tomorrow. But today is usually supposed to be my day off every week. Or like my catch up day. It's the one day I don't have meetings. So, I'll do stuff when I have meetings. It's usually how it works out for me anyways, is I don't really want to work on the one day I don't have meetings. I end up working over the weekends a little bit. So it evens out. I'm gonna sleep. I'm gonna sleep next to my family, which may cause evil to befall us, but it is what it is. I finished B-Stars. Oh, B-Stars was so good. I saw there was a big split on how people felt about the ending of the anime versus the manga. I'm not going to spoil anything. I thought it was fine. I don't think Netflix gave them enough time, and it is what it is, you know. I think that they should have had an additional season, but they didn't. So, I will accept what I was given, and what I was given was pretty good. I hope that the creator goes on to keep making stuff because her writing is just really wonderful and passionate and very much from her heart, which I can appreciate. I know she's writing Beast Complex. I do wonder if that'll get its own little like mini series, but Netflix hates paying for things. So, oh, Apollo, you have to watch Beastars. It's so good. I just got my sister to start watching it, and they're a super fan now. We watched a couple episodes together last night. I had no idea that they were into anime whatsoever. We should, Atlas. We have to get we have to get our bunnies doing bunny things. Oh, for God's sake. It's pretty good, Atlas, I will say. Like I said, the ending felt a little rushed, but I think that's Netflix not giving them enough episodes rather than them telling the story badly. It does diverge from the manga ending, but I found the manga ending to be kind of a mess. So this one felt a lot more, I don't know, it felt more like an ending, I guess. Which the creator has said on her own terms that the ending in the manga was not what she wanted and that she was at like peak COVID depression. So, me too, girl. All right, who's invading my territory this time? I'm still mad about Inside Job. I'm gonna be mad about Inside Job for the rest of my life. Every single time Netflix does this, like enough time has passed now that I don't think Inside Job is ever coming back. And what's crazy is that that was like a co-creator of it was the guy from Gravity Falls, Alex Hirsch. They proceeded to just make their own lower budget version of Gravity Falls called Haunted Hotel. I did watch it because I said, well, they got rid of Inside Job. Let's see what they replaced Inside Job with. And Haunted Hotel is fine. It's just fine. There's brief glimpses of whimsy, but it's not Inside Job. Oh yeah. No, Inside Job was such a fun watch, and I uh I don't know a single person who did not love that show. I had such an unhealthy attachment to Reagan. Not the president, the character, to be clear, just because she's so cool. I love her. I can't start saying a bunch of things because I'm gonna start just absolutely freaking out. They turned my type into a cartoon woman. Oh, there's so many of y'all. I'm just gonna focus on you because you have low health. Huh. Yeah, she's a chiller. And I don't know what it is about her because I couldn't explain to you what makes her my type. It's I don't know. She just is the best. Like there's not much to say. To wait for my stamina to come back. So we'll just walk in a circle together. That's fine. I'm just gonna let Chickadee deal with everybody else. He's young, he can do it. If I can take out this wolf, they will end the raid. So we'll just have to walk in a circle together. Oh no, don't attack me. Oh, leave me alone. There you go. Everyone else get Chickadee. Ignore me. Oh no, I'm not being ignored anymore. Everybody stay away from me. Huh. Oh my gosh. I will say the episodes that were like based around her familial trauma were they were a little too close to home. Her relationship with her dad is like extremely relatable to mine with my father. And whoo, they really captured the magic of that kind of father-daughter relationship. Look, me when I me when I like women. Unfortunately, I do have to stay in contact with my dad. Well, I don't have to. I choose to. But he doesn't have other kids, and he's quite old, and I feel very bad if I don't check in on him every couple months. Just because I'm, oh, we're gonna do a big spin. Okay, let me not give myself vertigo today. Stop. But I'm not like him, and he's the kind of person who will just leave you behind if you don't serve him, and that ain't me. So I've had many people in my life be like, why do you still talk to that guy? Why do you still keep a relationship with him? And the answer is because I am not like him in any way. And he would have cut me off years ago if I were just a friend who he didn't care about. But, I'm old now and I don't live with him. So it doesn't psychically damage me to get dinner with him every couple months. Oh my gosh. My mom is chill though. She might come with me one day to MFF this year. So we stan. She's making me design her a fursona and everything. Well, she's not making me. I said you have to have a fursona, and she gave me the species that she wanted. So I will be drawing that one out for her. Oh, I'm glad. I always try to use the language that people prefer, and it's true. Oh my God. Oh my God, just die, please. You're making me cough by continuing to live. Uh, no, not the fleas. Not the fleas. Not the fleas, please. Please, I'm coming. I'm going to get you. I know this is evil of me, but if I don't do this, the other packs get way too big. There we go. Sorry, bro. All right. Chickadee, you might have the worst howl. Okay. Well, that went well. My mistake is I keep breathing in really deeply and then coughing. Okay. What else do I need to do? I need to get everybody to 15 pounds. Is 3811 the runt? Do I have a runt? Oh, she is. Oh, we have some small K puppies. I miss you, Ash. You were so functional. We still have Mahogany, and there's us. Okay. They are just babies. Oh, did you put in a tarot? Let me look. Oh, yeah, you did. Might be. All right. We're gonna pull a tarot card. Sometimes it tells me in the chat, and sometimes it. Oh, it did tell me in the chat. Wow. That was just me having my visual processing impairment. I apologize. Okay. Time to rip out my tarot deck. Let's go. The project I'm currently working on will come to a close in a few months, maybe 2 or 3. I wanted to know, will the new project be good like this one, or will be simply hell to deal with? Okay. I don't think I've pulled out these cards since the last time I did a tarot reading on stream. I love my shiny cardboard. Okay. I'm gonna shuffle it, get it together. Okay. All right, we have Justice, which is the 11th card, and I believe a major? No, it's a minor arcana, I think. Okay. We're opening the app. Where is my app? There you are. And so Justice is, what's the word? It is, well, it's not reversed. I guess it's just normal. Okay. All right. Justice is the bearer of the sword, the executor of karmic law. She understands that all actions have consequences, and her duty is to effectuate those consequences. Her eyes are closed to the worldly status of the humans on which she acts. She does not see wealth, fame, power, or class, and yet nothing escapes her gaze, which is the piercing eyes of truth. So, the affirmation here is everyone is accountable for their own actions, and the answer to a yes or no question with this card is actually a maybe. So I think what the card is telling us today is the next project will be what you make of it. It will be good if you put in the effort and the time to make it good, and it will be hell to deal with if you take a back seat. I think that's what Justice is telling us today. I love the non-answers that the tarot gives, but I feel like they're still comforting. So interpret that as you will. Let me also mark these as complete. Hello? Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. I totally missed that message. I guess I could sleep. Maybe sleeping is smart because everyone is relatively well fed. You do always get the maybes. I like how the universe is just like, yeah, up to you, man. Oh my God. All right, let's see what horrors await me today. Oh, there's an elk. Hello. How much health do you have? Get over here. Oh, you have so much health. I don't know, maybe the two of us could do this. Because the mother animals do not run off, so come on, chickadee, do something. Ow. Ow. Oh, I'm out of stamina. I was like, why can't I hit you? Ugh. We're gonna make it work. How is Chickadee doing? Do you still have an injury? Yeah, that's all right. I think we'll come out on top in this situation. No, please don't hit me. Please, I'm just trying to feed my family. Get her, Chickadee, get her. God, you can't do anything. I'm so glad the boy failure is the one who made it to adulthood. No, excuse me? Never in my life have I activated photo mode. That's what I get for looking at my phone for 3 seconds. This is the failure bloodline for real. Welcome back. Hello? I don't know why the coyotes were there. I don't need to know. I have to text my gym group chat. Chickadee, you deal with this for a minute. Go on, deal with it for a minute. I'm texting. I'm texting while hunting, which is not safe. I should eat before I go to the gym. Chickadee, can you deal with this? I got a text, bro. Please. All right, I'll deal with it. My God. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to drink water so I stop coughing. I don't know if it's gonna help. I'm also so sorry if you can still hear my desk chair creaking. Have I fixed it at all since I said I was gonna fix it 3 months ago? No. Why would I do that? I don't really know if it can be fixed. I think the chair is just, getting not worn out completely, but it's old. I hate the fleas. The fleas are real bad. Because of the run, I might actually have to move everybody, which is going to be such a pain. Okay. All right, have you eaten? Are you good, chickadee? Yes. Okay. Where's my house? This way. Huh. I'm so sorry. I watched my mic peek out with that one. Someday soon, I will be well. I feel it in my soul. Every day I wake up feeling like I'm completely better, and then as the day goes on, I start to feel bad again, and I don't really understand how that works. Maybe if I just slept all the time, I would feel great. Hopefully I'll move. I mean, I need to like find a place first. I have my mortgage approval, which means I can make offers, but I haven't had any time to tour places. That'll probably happen at the end of March. Um, and then once I'm touring places, I can start making offers on the ones that I like, which is nice. I'm excited. I won't be able to get like a super big place or really a particularly nice one, but it will be mine, and that's what matters to me. I don't have like the highest approval amount just because I don't make enough money to get a super high approval amount, but it's more important to me that I can pay my monthly mortgage. So, fingers crossed, I will close on a place by the end of April. But then it's like the closing takes a few weeks, and so probably like more accurately by the end of this summer, I will be living somewhere else. I gotta pay off my credit card today. Part of the thing is I have to keep my credit score high, or else my approval gets revoked, which I've had no issue keeping my credit score up. So, but now I have to spin all these plates to make sure that it doesn't go down at all. We're almost home, chickadee. I can drop you off and take someone else with me, because, brother, you need to sleep. You are not well. Food. Pack affinity's low. Let's go. Huh. That's super fair hybrid. I'm the opposite, where I'm like, just give me something right now, and then in 5 or 10 years I can keep it or sell it and get something else too. I also just like I don't have any big pets and I don't really want kids. So I don't really have a need to get more than like a one bedroom place. Let me no, I wanted to do this one. Okay, come on. What is up with my controller? But yeah, like depending on the size of the place, I might be able to do a 10% down payment, but probably not, and I will just live. Okay. I'm sorry, I know it's really annoying for me to like open and close the map repeatedly as I figure out what I'm doing. But yeah, I originally wanted to get my own like a full-size house, but ugh, no, I actually don't. I want a cube to sleep in, and that is close to fun things. That's so fair. I have the opposite feeling where like being, a femme person living on my own, I just do not want to be alone in a place that has doors to the outside. Oh, I have to sneeze. Oh my God. So sorry. This is the congestion stream for real. But yeah, for me having neighbors will be like a safety situation. Just because I do not want doors to the outside. Because me and my sister were actually talking about this yesterday because we both have pretty funny, like atypical OCD symptoms. Um, there's this effect of being in, because we both have lived in like apartments mostly as adults, and then we both had to move back in. I say sister, like childhood bestie, so we moved in with our respective families. Um, but functionally we're siblings. We were neighbors growing up and we were constantly around each other. Um, but yeah, my sister and I both lived in apartments in the city for the first few years of our adulthood and then had to move home just because of mental health and financial reasons. And so they're living in a standalone house, like a single family home with their family. I'm in a condo. Um, but they I've like gone and stayed at their house to pet sit for them a few times. And so I was like, yeah, every time I'm here, if I leave any of the doors unlocked, like even when I go to the bathroom, I have to search the whole house for the man, because I know the man's in here after I leave a door unlocked. If I leave the house and I forget to lock one of the doors, even though like we live in a really safe city, I'm like, if I leave a door unlocked, if I just like run out to get, to pull the garbage down, I know the man's inside and I'm checking the closets for the man. And I love them because I never have to explain myself to them. And they're like, oh, yeah, no, I look for the man every night. I check my closet every single night for the man. And I'm like, yeah, like when I stay over, I check the guest room closet for the man and then I sleep with the door locked just in case the man is in a different room. And this isn't me having like a delusion. I understand there's probably not a man in the house or a person trying to get me. But I like just again being a woman on my own freaks me out if I am at ground level. Because I've heard stories. I've had strange experiences happen before where like I have friends who have been followed. It's just not like it's not good. I think my first week in college, like somebody was attacked, like a girl was out going for a walk by herself on the street at night and got attacked. It was awful. And it's just like shit happens. So one must imagine the man. One must imagine that the man exists and is lurking in the shadows, waiting to break into your house because you left a door unlocked. You never know. I feel like I sound like a crazy person. Again, must be clear. I'm not hallucinating a man. I understand that I am most likely at any moment not being followed, right? Or, I understand that it's most likely that no one is plotting against me. But I'm a woman and I'm going to be living on my own, and I don't want to be thinking about the potential of the man. See, like in my childhood home, which was a townhouse, I like we would leave the doors unlocked, but again, like I lived with my dad, and so it wasn't just one person in the house, and if he wasn't home, I would lock all the doors. I'd close the blinds. I did not want people looking at me. And it's not that I'm introverted. I don't think I'm particularly paranoid. I just don't want to invite risk. And so to me, having a space that I live in that doesn't have a bunch of exits to the outdoors that people can just, appear at is nice, especially because I will be living in the city where there are just, I understand cities are not inherently more dangerous, but there are more people, and I like my peace. Because again, like I understand I'd probably be safe living in a single family home or a townhouse or something. I don't want my brain to think that the man could be there. I don't want to have to think about it. I want to be like, yes, I'm in my little tower in my home with no doors to the outside, and I have many neighbors who I can lean on for support if I need them. I love having neighbors. In my current building, I actually have a couple of neighbors I hang out with who are about twice my age, but they're chillers. We're having a birthday party for my neighbor's cat at some point this week. So it's exciting. There is just a joy in having people that you like share little bits of your life with. When I lived in an old building in Chicago, I just had like the sweetest neighbors. There was one guy who like had this really, really cute dog, and we'd go for walks sometimes, or if we ran into each other, it was just so fun. Yeah, see, Alice, that is part of the charm of living with neighbors is sometimes you get some bad ones, but I'm planning when I buy a place to move into a building that has a rental cap, meaning that like only a certain percentage of the units can be rented at any moment. Just because like not because renters are inherently worse, but just because it means there will be less turnover of people. Which when you're living in a place long term, you are more likely to be kind when the people who are your neighbors are going to be your neighbors for decades instead of just a couple years. Huh. I'm so sorry for my coughing. At some point soon, I think I will have to cut the stream just because I'm starting to like get stuffy. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. What if we held hands at the Obama Center? For real. I just need people to go to like museums and other cultural sites with me. Oh my gosh, that's right. They're doing the Field Museum Pokemon exhibit soon. I need to get on that. I need to lock in on the Pokemon exhibit. Oh my gosh, we'll go together. We will do it. I have friends who are coming in from out of state potentially to see it. Maybe I'll just go a bunch of times. Who cares? I'll live there. Because Alice, when does it open? Is it open in like July? I thought it was later in the summer. Okay. All right, just one guy has to get over, or one gal, I apologize, one gal has to get over 15 pounds. Maybe we will survive the fleas. Should sleep. The wolf, not me. I'm wide awake. I will, I promise, after this. Or I guess I'm gonna go to the gym, but then I will rest after the gym. I'm gonna take it easy. I just haven't gone. Huh. And I know my cough doesn't sound good. I truly am like physically fine. I am just, you know, congested. It does not help that I have been doing a lot of pet sitting, which love animals. Most of my pet sitting clients are cats, which I am allergic to, and I take my allergy meds, but it only does so much when I'm going to multiple houses with cats that are of various levels of clean. Nobody's house is like gross, to be clear. It's just some people take the time to dust all the cat hair off their shelves, and some people don't. And the divide is very obvious to a pet sitter who is allergic to cats. Now I know what you're all thinking. Why watch cats if you're allergic? And the answer is I need money so bad. So, and I really like cats. That's wonderful, Atlas. Does your Roomba have a name? Oh, I'm gonna have to get a Roomba. Ooh. Now I get to look forward to that. Oh no, wait, your message got filtered for bullying, but that is so funny that that got filtered. Oh my God. That's a really funny name for a Roomba. Thank you. Yeah, it filtered you for bullying. You monster. Bullying a poor defenseless machine. I miss having a Roomba. My evil ex-roommate took mine. I shouldn't say that they took mine. I left it there and they never made any effort to get it back to me, like most of my possessions that I left there. So that was cool. There's self-emptying ones? I did not know that. My old one was like an old model, like it was a hand-me-down from a parent. I don't even know what Roomba technology exists anymore. My mom has this one that sounds like a frickin' jet engine taking off. I do not want one that is super loud like hers. It drives me nuts. But I also feel like if I have a small enough place, I can just vacuum it. Oh my God, shit. Did I leave my vacuum there too? Oh my God. I left so, but it was like all old appliances that I left there. Like it wasn't anything nice. It was just, now I have to get new stuff. It was the worst roommate situation I've ever been in. I truly just wanted to leave, like no matter what. But unfortunately, I left so many nice things there because of it. Um, Never live with your friends. You will learn that they don't do their dishes, and it will drive everybody crazy. Especially if you're someone like me who cannot stand to look at a sink full of dirty dishes, and it happens many times per day. That was such a time in my life. I got kicked out for being gay by my roommate, who was also queer. Deeply funny story that maybe I'll tell in full sometime. I guess the TLDR of it is my roommate at the time, I don't know if you've all seen that meme of like, hello, my name is Sock, and my evil abusive roommate told me to do the dishes. So now I am starting a GoFundMe to move somewhere else. That was essentially my living situation, except I was the roommate of Sock. Oh, that's a bear. Hi. So So I would like to eat that, but I know I can't stop you. So I'm gonna go to my other food. Oh, hoarder homes are not fun. Oh my gosh. I can't even, I can't do it. I have lived with people who are hoarders. Thankfully, they were like stuff hoarders and not, you know, garbage hoarders. That's a lie, actually. Well, I was friends with somebody who was a garbage hoarder, like of like food garbage, and that gets so like there were bugs. Oh my gosh. But I've been lucky to just deal with stuff hoarders, like where they just have things and none of it is rotting food. Oh, thank you, PB Loves Dragons. I will drink water. Thank you for the reminder. I have the ADHD multi-beverage setup right now. I have my Coke Zero, I have some sparkling water. I feel alive. I function best when there's multiple drinks around me. Boop. Oh my gosh. I promise next stream I will not be coughing like this. I did have a stint during this illness where I sounded exactly like RFK for a good couple days. Because my voice, I was coughing so bad. I just completely blew out my vocal cords. I was talking like this, and it was so awful. So I just did an RFK impression for all my friends over voice memos to pass the time. Ooh, I love MCM furniture. I don't love it for me. I love to see it in other people's homes. I am a terrible, terrible minimalist dirtbag, and I personally love having bald furniture to put stickers on. My current desk is covered in stickers from furry cons and other random sources. And then I have an IKEA dresser that'll probably have the same treatment. I have some IKEA bookshelves that will also have the same treatment. Oh my gosh, hybrid. That sounds nasty. I'm so sorry. Does a dehumidifier not help you at all? Is the humidity just always there? I'm dealing with my room being overly humid now because my pets are in my room and I have, I have tropical bugs, so I have to mist them constantly. Ran past my food. I have to mist them constantly, and so what's my current humidity? Oh, it's 56% right now because it's cold out, but the other day it was over 60% humidity in my room because I have a scorpion that lives in hot mud. She lives in mud, and I have a heat lamp pointed at it constantly, which causes mud steam to come out. So my room smells like hot mud, and it's really fun. I also have isopods that enjoy living in mud, but they're just at room temperature. I cannot afford to be putting heat lamps on everybody. Only the scorpion gets heat lamps because she needs them the most. She's the one that will expire if she does not have perfect like temperature and moisture levels. The isopods and my beetles are a little more resistant. Oh yeah, the mold will make you nuts, hybrid. It will make you hateful. I will forever treasure the picture of J.K. Rowling in front of her black mold-infested walls. God, I love watching that woman fail. I feel like she's finally starting to kind of leave the public sphere. Does anyone else get that feeling that like I think she's starting to wane a little bit? I think it's almost over. Um, I really do. Get out of here. But yeah, I feel like I don't hear about her anymore. And I don't know if that's because I cleaned up my timeline or because she actually has stopped doing evil things constantly. Yeah, see, I left Twitter, so maybe again, maybe I just cleaned up my timeline enough. Like obviously her rhetoric continues to pervade a lot of internet spaces and in-person spaces. Um, but I just feel like I don't hear about her anymore, which is a start, I guess. Truly in my crusty era. See, Hybrid, you're getting me to segue into one of my recent rants that I've been going on, which I have been doing something called dialectical behavior therapy, which is just a form of therapy for people who have what's the word? I mean, like it is primarily for people with personality disorders. I don't have that. I have personality disturbances from my trauma, I guess would be the way I put it. Like I don't meet the criteria for anything, but it's the thing is everybody should do DBT. It teaches you how to tolerate distress properly. Um, and so I've been doing it because a friend recommended it, and I was like, yeah, I feel like I don't tolerate my distress that well all the time. And what you learn as you're learning these like what should be considered basic human emotional skills from the book is that the majority of insane right-wingers who are just like having full-blown meltdowns about trans women sharing a bathroom with them in public, it's like, oh, you people actually just don't understand how to keep any feeling in whatsoever. You do not know how to tolerate situations that you are not fully prepared for or that go against anything that you believe in. And because I have in my life, a lot of them are family, I have known people who I would consider hateful, who when they see a person of a group they don't like in public, they don't start losing their mind. And I still don't think it's good that they're hateful. I'm not saying that there's a better way to be hateful. I think nobody should be hateful. Hey, stranger, who are you? But like they can in public act normal, right? But when you see, I mean, even just beyond like people who follow, or like J.K. Rowling herself, people who follow her, the Karen meltdown videos, it's like, oh, this is somebody who has never learned to tolerate a sensation in their life. This is someone who has never, ever confronted the fact that they cannot handle their emotions, even at the level of like a 10-year-old. Hey, yes, I am back. I lived. But, and do I think that DBT would fix everybody? No, not at all. But I think that what we see at the end of all these things, like people like J.K. Rowling, is this is somebody who has never had like personally had the thought of, hmm, am I reacting too strongly to this thing that makes me uncomfortable? They've never asked themselves that question, or if they have, the answer's been, well, no, I'm right and everyone else is wrong. And I even talked about it with my therapist because she, on top of being a therapist, is like a local trans activist. She's very cool. And she said, and I said, I'm like, is it crazy of me to say that these people that like J.K. Rowling, like who are really hateful openly and publicly and are just, seemingly completely incapable of dealing with perspectives and experiences other than their own, would it be crazy to say that these people have low distress tolerance? And she said, no, not at all. Like that's actually exactly what it is, like it is quite literally that they cannot tolerate distress and then that builds up and that becomes hatred. um and that's a big component of it is, and Atlas, you're right, it's older generations were not really taught emotional fortitude at all. It was just very much about compartmentalizing and not expressing your feelings. And yeah, look where that gets you. That gets you in a house full of black mold ranting about trans women. to your audience of equally hateful and strange people, despite being a millionaire who has really no reason to be picking on a specific group of people because you made your money. No, exactly. No, I mean, I seriously, like J.K. Rowling was an author of my childhood, you know? Like I Harry Potter was an incredibly important story to me growing up because, and a lot of trans people had the same feeling reading Harry Potter, which was, that she wrote this book about somebody who grows up under circumstances that they didn't choose and that aren't kind to them, and they're treated more poorly than other people in their life for reasons they can't conceptualize. And that I think is a really relatable narrative for a lot of queer people and for abused people. And it's just insane to me how you can write that kind of narrative and not have any understanding of like like what that means, you know? Like she didn't write a narrative about queerness intentionally. She managed to completely capture the feeling without knowing the feeling. And I don't know if that makes her a better author, but it's something. It's really something that that came to be the way that it did. And I don't know. I do wonder if we'll experience a shift at some point. Like I wonder if she'll give up the grift. I always wonder that with those folks because like Hunter Avallone giving up the grift was crazy to me. I loved the Velveteen Rabbit when I was a kid, Atlas. That's actually why Jasper is part Velveteen Lop, is an homage to the Velveteen Rabbit. Out of all my characters, I picked Jasper to be my Sona out of all the characters I've ever designed because of actually Haru from Beastars. I really related to her. But then I picked Velveteen Lop because I wanted Jasper to be a Lop rabbit, just based on how I had designed them in the past. But I loved the Velveteen Rabbit as a kid. But yeah, like, do I think that J.K. Rowling really feels that strongly? No. Do I think Elon Musk feels that strongly about trans people either? No. I think that they have found a group of people that is small enough, and I've talked about this with, folks before who work in advocacy, and what I've been told by experts in the field, is everybody knows a gay person, not everybody knows a trans person. So when you go after trans people, they're inherently going to have less intrinsic structural support because there are less trans people than there are gay or bisexual people. And so these figures, these right wing figures, have selected a group that is fewer in numbers and overall not. When I say less supported, I don't mean more hated. I just mean less supported. And I want to make that distinction clear. Um, and a group that is less supported to pin everything on, it's a it seems like trivial and stupid for them to be doing that, but in reality, it's quite strategic um, to pick again a group of people where not everybody knows a trans person. And it really, I like, I hate to just be like it sucks, but like it sucks. I have no like intense meta commentary on it other than they successfully selected a group of people that they could go after on their crusade against queerness in general. they managed to cleave off a piece of the community that had a less secure position. And it is, I can't imagine thinking like that about other people. You know what I mean? I can't imagine having to make that judgment of like, all right, who are we going after most successfully? It's just not how my brain works. But no, Atlas, that's very true. The flat Earth community is low key. They're pretty solid at community building, I must say. My God, how much lore do I want to get into today? My dad's a flat earther, so I'm very aware of the community at large. Not only is he a flat earther, he's many types of conspiracy theorist, but I love bringing up his flat eartherness because that's the one everyone knows, you know? Oh my God. I will actually be ending stream soon, I promise. Be like low key, the flat earth setup is crazy. No, that's really true, Atlas. It's very much like I mean, I have a psychology degree, all right? I use it sometimes, and there's such a thing as like in-group and out-group biases, and a lot of like political groups, a lot of other kinds of advocacy groups prey on in-group, out-group split, where they say, "Hey, you know those other people are different from you, and people are going to hate you if you point out that they're different from you." And it's like, who's gonna point that out? Like, who's gonna be mad if you just say, "Hey, I'm not that," But they very much they prey on that in-group and out-group bias of like, "Hey, that thing is different from you, and therefore you should not like it because it threatens you. Actually, it threatens you that it's different." Um, a great example of in-group and out-group is actually sports interest and liking certain sports teams. For example, I live in Chicago, go Bears. And like we're just supposed to hate Packers fans because they're not Bears fans. But like that doesn't make sense to me, and I think I'm just too neurodivergent for this shit. But like, what I'm supposed to hate Packers fans? So you're telling me these people also like football? I don't like football, to be clear. I'm talking from the perspective of a proverbial Bears fan. These people also like football. They just like a different team in football. But sometimes our teams play each other, and it's fun, and we all get to watch football then. And I'm supposed to hate them when we're watching the same game and having the same experience of having fun? But that's the thing, is sports teams very much prey on in-group, out-group bias, where it becomes that us versus them mentality. And the human brain is hardwired to do this. It is our nature to be attracted to things that are similar to us and not be hateful towards, but be wary of things that are not. Um, and so and that's just a very broad sweeping thing that can apply to almost anything, the in-group out-group bias. And it's something you have to actively deconstruct. If you can deconstruct it, you can get rid of your bias, you can unlearn it. But again, when your brain is hardwired for that just a little bit, all of these different kinds of groups, political parties too, are a great example. Democrat versus Republican in the US is it becomes an in-group out-group bias where instead of everybody talking about, okay, what's the best path forward? What's the best choice for everybody? It becomes us versus them. It becomes, well, my idea is right and your idea is wrong. And those political parties, much like football teams, play into that because it gets them more attention, it gets them more donations in the case of political parties, it gets them more viewers in the case of sports teams. And so, people like J.K. Rowling, again, they've capitalized on the in-group out-group bias. And it is just a mixture of like of that, of people not tolerating their distress well. And I do think that some people like have learned hatefulness. I don't think that hate is I don't think you're born hateful, but again, I think you're born with that bias. and it is a choice to accept it and to let it grow. And it just really it gets under my skin how many people take advantage of it. Like I don't again, I think I'm too neurodivergent for this shit. I've never liked sports really. Um I do like watching hockey just because hockey's very catching to my eye. Like it's just a fun sport to watch. Um but yeah, I just I see it happen so much, especially because again, I grew up with a conspiracy theorist parent who got roped into a lot of this stuff. I've seen how it catches people. It catches people in their fear and in their uncertainty and convinces them that some group or some concept is the enemy, when in reality, there usually isn't an enemy in any of these circumstances. Like trans people existing does not mean that they are threatening cisgender people. They're just existing. Um, but nobody profits when you just let people exist. So, rant over. It's just a rant I've gone on so many times in the last few years. No, hybrid, that's true. Flat Earth is the gateway. It's the gateway drug to other conspiracy theories. Oh, thank you, Atlas. I do my best. We had this like awful situation last year in my hometown where, oh, little lag. Oh, it's because my freaking EA launcher is updating. Stop it. Go away. I need to uninstall it. I don't even play The Sims anymore. Um, where there was, like it was one of those many like trans student situations where, God forbid, a trans kid is allowed to have fun with her friends playing sports, right? And so I ended up going to the school board meetings. I didn't speak. I didn't have anything to add that other activists were not already saying, but it was really insightful to see these anti-trans activists speak because they were all shaking and crying and screaming into the microphone. And I was just like, wow, you feel so scared of a 12-year-old girl and what her existence could mean for yours, when in reality, there is no threat to you, you know? And I just really internalized that day again that like their fear and their uncertainty has and their insecurity has been very much preyed on. Um, by are you still here? Oh my God. I hate these things. Huh. The thing is, I don't even know if it inherently makes them feel weird. I think that they're told they have to feel weird about it, and then they feel weird. Like I wonder, in a vacuum, if they encountered a situation like that, if they would, if they would feel any particular type of way about it. Because again, I mean, it felt like such a outsized reaction because it was all of them. Like they were all like their hands were shaking and they were like in tears and gripping the podium. And I like, and I felt like everybody who was on the side of the trans student was relatively peaceful. People did get up in arms and people were understandably upset that this kid was under so much fire from so many people. But it was just it was such a stark divide. And then, of course, they're like taking screenshots of the audience, of the people who are waving trans flags and being like, haha, look at these mentally ill liberals. And it's like, y'all are the ones like screaming and crying at a school board meeting, man. We're just sitting here with dyed hair, being chill. Like, we are not the ones having a mental breakdown in public. Huh. No, I agree, hybrid. That's exact like that's this is exactly what I'm saying about tolerating distress. Is it's like they have no there's no threshold. They just freak out at these tiny things that make them question anything. And I don't know. I feel like I'm not expressing myself incredibly well right now because it's I like part of it's just that I'm not well and I can't think my points through completely in real time, but it's just like they live in such horror. They live in a world that feels so scary to them, and in return, they decide to make the world scarier for everybody else. And I have no commentary on that other than that. Like, that's awful. And I wish they wouldn't do that. But I don't think that they care. I don't think that they want to be better. And so I can only have so much to say about that. Like, I think that they're awful. No, I agree. It's like the media exposure for them is rough. Again, I grew up in that kind of household, and what was on the TV? It was Alex Jones, Bill O'Reilly, who's the other one? Brett Baer was on Fox News when I was a kid. I mean, it was all these people. Like Alex Jones constantly was on my TV as a kid, constantly, right? My dad loves that guy, and that was what I grew up listening to as well. And when you're listening to just that all day, when you're listening to Alex Jones go on all these crazed, unhinged rants all day, it's hard to not feel like the world is this horrid, scary place full of monsters that are trying to get you at every turn. And, it's just like it very much preys on people who have pre-existing feelings of otherness or isolation or even people who have a psychotic mental illness, like who are predisposed to paranoia and anxiety. I mean, it really is insidious the way that they hook into people's fear. Oh yeah. No, I agree completely. No one wants to talk about how the movie The Incredibles is about gun control. We will get this deer, and if not, we'll just get food from the other carcass. Oh, we're already at the other food. We'll just get that. But yeah, I mean, so much of conservative media is just about like ugh, it's just it's always like this fear-mongering slop. I mean, it's gotten worse over time. Like there used to kind of be a structure, but now it's just garbage. I don't even know who the big figures are anymore. I mean, Charlie Kirk is no longer with us. Alex Jones is just completely neutered at this point. I like don't think he really does much anymore. He just posts things on Twitter like my Labubu just pulled a major 6-7. That's a real Alex Jones tweet. I'm not paraphrasing. Um, and I feel like no, I didn't want to attack the coyote. I just wanted to pick up some of this food. Um, no, may I pick up some of the food? Hey, did everyone else eat? No, no, they did not. I'm gonna let y'all deal with this. I'm gonna sit down. Nick Fuentes doesn't seem happy anymore. I don't know, does clavicular count? Like, I don't even know who the big right-wing people are anymore. I used to be so locked in on my right wing. Like, like Blair White still posts, but I don't really know what she's got going on anymore. I feel like her grift has probably kind of run its course. Please don't let me become a leftist streamer. I stream so I can take a minute away from thinking about the current political state of my country. Huh. It's just hard for me to not get on my soapbox. I have big feelings. I have big feelings about the distress tolerance level of right-wing figures. Yes, I will. Enjoy cleaning. See, hybrid, you have to at some point. You have to just know everything. Especially in American politics, everything moves so quickly. It is just like it's just wild. It gets it gets so chaotic and there's so many figures. I just watched like this video essay about clavicular. I didn't really know that much about him. I knew he was some 19-year-old chud, like for lack of a better description. Did not realize how bad it was. Did not realize that he was that terrible. But again, like let's look at clavicular for a second. I think he's 20 years old now. But like when he started this, he was an autistic teenage person who was, you know, in these spaces online where people were pushing these really specific understandings of masculinity and attractiveness, these very Eurocentric and conservative ideals of appearance. And and people like him get preyed upon just by that rhetoric. And does that mean I feel bad for Clavicular? No. I think, he's an adult man in charge of his fate. But his story isn't unique, you know? There's thousands of young men who are in the same boat. If not, hopefully not millions, my God. But yeah, I think you're right. I think like Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens count too. Ben Shapiro. Yeah, I feel like honestly, and correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like being a right winger is starting to be really cringe again. And it's always been cringe to me. But I think that they're kind of starting to lose their charm to a lot of like less politically engaged people. Huh. I just feel like, and this might be a really weird dividing line for this, but I feel like since Zoran Mamdani won the New York mayoral election, I feel like I've been watching this kind of death spiral of the online right. And I don't really know if those things correlate or if it's like a chicken and egg thing, right? Is the downward spiral of the online alt-right responsible for people like Zoran winning, or is him winning something that started? I have no idea, right? I don't go on online right-wing spaces. I don't really want to. Um, but it just feels like, and I think part of it too is just the fact that our current president is, well, doing all those things, all that stuff. And, I think the collective feeling is becoming a little less tolerant of that rhetoric. So I'm hoping that this current era of like internet alt-right culture is, and I know it may never fully go away. I understand that, but I think that the current phase that we're seeing the right go through is ending. I don't know if it's going to end anytime soon, but the end has begun. And I hope that I am right. No, and that's fair, hybrid. I actually have a pact with myself to not read national news. I do watch like a couple political streamers. I keep updated as much as I can for my mental health. But when I used to read the national news every day, I would literally just spend an hour crying at my desk in the morning because I can only handle so much, and I have a pretty like obviously I'm doing the book. I have pretty low distress tolerance, but I don't think that the human brain was ever supposed to take in an entire world's worth of bad news every day. And I will keep updated to the best of my ability, and I will lean on the people who have a higher tolerance for bad news than I do, to help me inform my opinions. But I just keep to my local news. I stay updated on what's happening by me, sometimes my region if I'm feeling real crazy. But to me, like the internet alt-right is just an interesting thing for me because I was raised in it. Like my dad was very much taken by it. I grew up in that environment. And so to keep updated with it is less suffocating to me because it's familiar, if that makes sense. Um, and again, familiar doesn't mean good. It just means familiar. Like it doesn't feel like it's not shocking to me, I guess I should say. It's not shocking to me the way that the internet alt-right behaves. It is disgusting to me how they behave. It is reprehensible to me, but it doesn't catch me off guard because I've seen it. And it's but the national news gets to me, or like international news too. Again, I stay up to date on the broad strokes. I listen to a couple podcasts. I watch a couple streamers like in the background while I'm working, whatever. I stay as updated as I can to not defeat myself because I know if I lose my internal desire to like make change, that's not good. But I need to know what's going on in order to be a good advocate and a good, you know, activist in the times that I do that. Oh, thank you, hybrid. It took a lot of deprogramming, but I'm good now. Oh, I've been keeping an eye on James Tallarico too. He's a really interesting figure to me. That whole primary was very interesting. Um, huh. Oh, everybody's 15 pounds. Let's go. And with that, once this rolls over, I think I might end the stream for the day because I got to get ready for the gym. Pray for me that I will survive the gym. All right, we're going to go to the summer home and then I will stop. Yeah, I love that this began as a conversation about mold poisoning. Oh, cool. We have a rendezvous site right there. Where's my family? You gonna eat first? What's up? Everybody around? Where's the other one? Oh, you're the sick one. Oh no. I guess I'll have to carry you, man. Hello? You're not that sick. Can I pick you up? Yoink. Okay. Don't even get me started on cleaning my room. But Chickadee, your coat. What is your coat? Hello? There we go. Had to use my mouse for that one. Not you. White cheeks. It's like all spotted. All right, guys, I'm holding the baby. Can we go? All right, I'm just gonna eat this food so that they don't all try to eat it. Thank you, Chickadee, for assisting. Okay, get over here. We're going to the summer home. Just like having real kids. All right, everybody, get in the car. Y'all coming? Damn, but he's slow today. Thus begins our walk. I don't know why I'm so locked in. I'm sorry. I'm like not speaking because this is really taking up my focus. We didn't lose somebody, did we? I think we lost somebody. No, I no, we got everybody. I'm overthinking it. My God, are we there yet? No. You guys move any faster? Okay, good. I just know that I can outrun the... Hello? Oh, you're a rabbit. I was like, please don't eat my kids. I see the rendezvous site in the distance. Oh, I gotta put the baby down. Just for a moment. Just gotta get my stamina back. All right. And we're off. Yes, yeah, I would like to continue it when I'm not sick anymore. I just have been sick back to back in a way that I like can't voice act anything, which is quite annoying because now I'm gonna have to go back and watch my VODs to remember what part of the story I was even in. But that's okay. At least I'm alive. I say that like there was any threat in my life with my sickness. There wasn't. I just, don't like being sick. We're almost there, squad. Oh my gosh. Oh, I have to put the baby down. I think that's it in front of me. Yoink. Oh, I know. I still need to find a co-host. I might have a friend who will hop onto streams with me in the future, but they and I have both been like agonizingly busy, but they did say they would help me out with some of that stuff. We just have like the most conflicting schedules ever. For flavor, hello? Since we had House MD, we will have the pit rendezvous site. All right, I'll let it load in and then I will save. Okay. Is it going to black screen me? I always forget with the rendezvous site if it black screens me. Let me hide all the others. All right, I think we're good. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I've really been liking the pet. Oh, I'm so excited for the new episode. I totally forgot that was tonight. All right. Well, thanks, y'all. Again, sorry for hacking into the mic the whole time. I'm doing my best. I might, I'll speak this into existence. I might stream tomorrow if I have time and the voice to do it. Um, but yeah, if not, have a great weekend. Thanks for being here. It's time for me to go to the gym.